like everybody should have a bit of black velvet in their life and in their stash.
Because it makes fabulous things.
Well, I mean, gosh, evening bags.
Yeah.
You could, I'm going to bring in the Lisa Chandler fabric there, you could line our velvet clutch.
Oh gosh, yes, that would look stunning.
Beautiful. You could line our velvet clutch with that.
Yes.
There's lots and lots and lots of options. So, and it's only I've got my glasses on.
It's a 39 centimetre piece, so it's not quite 40. We say this, we always go with the shortest measurement, so it might be a bit wobbly, which is it's usually because it's a bolt end, so I don't know if we can see. Can you see the difference there?
Yeah.
So, this from here to here is 39.
Invariably, bolts are never cut straight when we get them from whichever supplier, so we straighten them up and the bolt ends end up being wonky woo. Now, this, Emily had her eye on this. She's like, well, can't I have another one of those? It's like, no, you've got your blanket. You've got your blanket out of this, and she loves it.
I know, it's so snuggly.
Yeah. I've got a metre... Is it a metre piece left?
It's a 1.5, so it's a
1.5 by... 1.5 by 1.5. So this just needs binding, and that's a quilt done.
Yeah.
For the little snuggly ones. Mine make forts out of theirs, because Freddie had...
Did he have the dragon?
Yeah, he had the
scales?
dragon scales. So he's got the dragon scales, and Emily had the florals. And when their friends come over and they make forts everywhere, these get dragged out and made into many snuggly things. I've got one of those left. That is then that. Bolt ends. These are just beautiful. I loved these so much.
Paper cranes are gorgeous, aren't they? And there's this...
I've got them in 3 colours, Jane.
Metallic on here, because it's Robert Kaufman for Seven Berries, isn't it?
Mm.
And so, it wouldn't be Robert Kaufman, would it, without a bit of metallic?
No, for sure.
These little tiny little flowers.
We've got it in black, we've got it in navy, and then we've also got it in they call it multi, but it's got like this natural tan kind of colour in the background.
Yes, gorgeous with the green. It's beautiful.
It also looks fabulous with cork.
Yes, they all do, don't they?
Yeah.
But this one particularly looks lovely with the cork.
I made a bag with that, with the cork base.
Mm.
It got sold as a sample like within a week.
Yeah,
it just went.
Whoosh.
But these we've done lots of different makes with these, and I really love them. They'd also look great as aprons, Jane.
Yes. Beautiful bags.
Yep.
Really nice cushions, actually. And if you've got to cover like a footstool or a little chair or something.
We did book covers as well.
Linen-y. It's quite... I mean,
robust.
It hasn't got the rub of for your best armchair or anything like that, but for a little occasional stool or a cushion.
Stool
yeah, it'd be
beautiful.
Nice.
Especially the small amount that my children practice. That'd be fine. Oh, that's a bit passive-aggressive, wasn't it? Do you can tell the argument we've been having?
Yes.
Please practice your guitar. Black, blue and multi. And
they're
when
all
they're gone,
over
they're
2
gone.
metres. So if you did want to back a quilt, you could probably use it for a quilt backing.
I just think bags.
I
know, I always think bags.
They'd make lovely Roman blinds as well, wouldn't
yes,
they?
They would.
Because they've just got that nice little bit of drape to them.
So, your choice. They're on the website. When they're gone, they're gone. That's the last of them, which makes me a little bit sad. And then, this is the Lisa Chandler. Now, this is not one. Where's my? Oh, here we go. This is not one that is going to be made again.
No, this is one of the last ones, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's wicker. It's called wicker. It's black grey. Black background. Beautiful shading on the grey for that weavy, and then this lovely little bit of gold on the outline.
You know your quilt that you did last week?
Yes.
With the Kaufman?
Yes. Yeah, it would.
You could back. But then you see, I also would like to do a bag. Maybe we should have done this in just in a bag with the gold sparkle cork on the base.
Oh, yeah,
that on the top would be really smart, wouldn't it?
Lovely.
However, I haven't. If this doesn't sell, that's exactly what we will do with it.
I can't see it not selling, because if we hadn't put it to one side for the quilt backing, this was a very popular
Really popular one.
because we had it in all the colours.
Yeah.
And they didn't last very long. And as we've said, it's almost a limited edition, isn't it? Because it's not going to come back.
No.
This is one of the collections that
Bearing
Lisa
in
is
mind,
stocking.
We talk about things lasting the test of time, don't we?
Yes.
And Lisa's fabrics have been in print now for 12 years.
It's hard to believe, isn't it? Because they always feel
current,
fresh and new.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think she's managed that timeless feel to them.
Yes.
You know, modern ones come and go, but she's got this classic eye, and I think it's really rather fantastic. So if you would love this, and of course you compare it with, which greys go with this? Certainly are black, obviously, but then
the school grey looks
the school grey, isn't
yes,
it? Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking. The school grey goes really beautifully as well. We did that panda quilt with this in as well, didn't we?
Yes.
Which was a choo-choo panda.
Yeah.
Which had a lot of this in as well. So if you would like to get your hands on this, it's your last chance. Snooze, you lose.
Yes.
Should we have a look in our box obits,
Yes.
Jane?
There's a box that has. We keep finding these boxes with bits in.
I'll show. Yeah, let me show you the first bits in there. Well, we maybe well put the whole box up on the table, mightn't we, Jane? Here we go.
There you go.
Now,
there's some gorgeous things in there.
I don't know why we've still got this. Bearing in mind that we have got back in stock our Heat and Bond. That cork.
Yes. You did this, didn't you? With the. Has this one got the paisley in as well?
No, it's the purple that's got the paisley in. So this was yesterday's make. With that had the purple jacquard.
Yeah.
In. So you could make yesterday's make in cork with that, but I just think that looks incredible together.
It's so decadent.
It really
rich.
is.
Yeah.
Really, really, really is. So there's that. There's also, now this is a blender, really, but look how beautifully that it's sort of a ribbon for binding, isn't it?
Yes.
So you could do all sorts of different makes and just bind it in that.
Yeah.
We will. I've only got one of those. Jane, what
That's
was
the
this
firework
one?
block.
So this was from your block of the month.
The calendar one.
Yeah.
And that was the firework block.
It's
So
just
there's 4 fat quarters of sparkle blender and then a ½ metre of batik.
Black batik. Do you remember when I had
Yeah,
all those batiks?
gorgeous batik, that one.
Oh my goodness.
It's not black and it's not navy, it's somewhere in between.
It's perfect. Now this was, I'm going to open this up because this was a fat quarter bundle that we had of blues. And we don't stock any of these. I mean, these have all gone. We've got Tildas in there, we've got all sorts. We've got some Lewis and Irwin, we've got Liberty, and we've got denim. So if you're someone, this was when we decided that fabric cheating was okay and that you could mix and match textures, patterns, designers, and it was okay. We were giving you the okay to cheat. Fabric cheat, that is.
Yes.
No other kind of cheating, that's not okay. Oh, your folded pinwheel cushion, Jane. We cut an extra one.
Yes. 4 fat quarters Liberty, 2 Liberty, 2 plains, and then I think it's natural seeded for the background.
Very nice. Or if you just want a lump of beautiful fabrics, that's yours as well. Now these were back in the half meter heaven days. This is a Tilda. We've only got one. Bianca red and blush plain.
Beautiful.
Gorgeous. And then this is a caif with a
chambray.
Caif with a chambray. Actually, it's Ferns by Mr. Mabley. And by Brandon. Mabley. And
that's a ½ metre trio.
Oh, wait till you see.
I think, weren't these the ones that we put together for the Tutti Frutti quilt?
They were, but equally, if you wanted to do a bag out of that, Jane, you could do a contrast bag and then have that as a lining. Stunning.
Beautiful.
Or it's a quilt. This is another trio as well.
Colour combination.
And again, we've got one each of these. What generally happens, you see, is that we would cut them for the show and then forget we'd cut them, or they'd stay in a box in the studio, and then we'd cut more and then we'd realise that we I had an extra one and
hadn't
haven't loaded
counted
it.
in the one that was already cut.
That's why we've got ones of these all over the place. I have a feeling Gemma's put a discount on some of these as well.
I need that one.
So
That's on an order.
oh, okay. It's not just you just walking off with it.
Not that I need it for my own personal self.
Because
it's been ordered.
that has happened before now as
Yes.
well. Oh yeah, this one.
I love that combination.
It's
That's
properly
terracotta,
autumnal, isn't it?
Yeah, it's gorgeous. I don't know if it's terracotta or paprika, but
I
it's
think
one
that's
of ours.
paprika.
Yeah.
I'm going to say paprika. Then this one. These have been overlooked, and I don't know why, Jane. Because I'm going to get them out because this is such pretty fabric. This is your Odile Bio fabric,
Which is gorgeous.
with the sky blue, and it's got the hands on it. But look, what we've put it with is this incredibly delicate. Oh, Jane, I'm going to go a close up.
Oh,
Just you wait. Just you wait. If I don't, hang on.
because you can.
Yeah.
That's so pretty.
And all you need to do is stitch on through the middle.
It's almost got a little bit of a sort of shimmer to it as well. There's a little bit of gold thread in there, so it's. I think it might have done.
I mean, if it didn't, it should have.
It
because
should
it's
do.
gorgeous. And that's just a
Beautiful piece of sparkle.
Can't even blame Sally because she's not here.
Maybe it's me.
Jane. Now, maybe, we've got everyone back. This may or may not be the case, Jane. Thanks, Josh.
Have you got any messages saying, where have you gone? Oh, you're back now.
I don't know, but we may or may not be back. Hopefully, we're back. However, in the meantime, we've had a rummage through the box and sorted a few
some
bits
bits
out.
Yeah.
We haven't been restless. Well, we have been a bit restless. So apologies. The good news is, Jane. The good news is, yesterday we were told that the landlord will run a hard wire because I'm like, we can't keep doing this. We can't keep.
No.
I've bored you with this before, but I'll bore you with it again. There's a 10-foot chunk of sandstone in the middle of the building.
Yes.
And
it's a beautiful fireplace, but it's not very good for signalling through.
so the internet comes in the other side of it,
Yeah.
and for some reason, some days it struggles with it. Despite everything that we've put in place, it doesn't matter. Some days we have brilliant connection, and other days it just goes, no, it's
Not
Tuesday.
doing it.
Not today. So hopefully this will be resolved very soon. So just apologies and please bear with us, and hopefully you're back with us now to rummage through the rest of our box. Let's rummage, Jane.
Let's rummage.
Come on then, what else we got in here?
I've got this beautiful sparkle. It's a sparkle PU. I think this was called old gold because it's that lighter.
Yeah.
It's not a deep gold. It's lovely and soft.
Yeah, because the other was antique.
Yeah.
Was that antique? Oh, I don't know. Anyway,
I don't know.
this is the lighter of the two.
Beautiful.
We also had another trio. Now this was an art gallery fabric. This is Liberty, and then this is a beautiful chambray. But they just go so gorgeously together.
I do. They're really pretty.
And we are assuming that they are a trio, and that Gemma has those ones listed too. And then actually, I'm
This
going
is
to
the border
check
print.
the size of this because it was the 60cm
Yeah.
piece, wasn't it? Yeah.
It is.
This was the 60cm Sanderson Arboretum panel.
It's so pretty.
And you've got all your... And the thing I liked about this, because it's Sanderson, it's English wildlife. It's British wildlife.
Yeah, you've got woodpecker, chaffinch, blue tit, all sorts.
You've got
on
all the
there.
tits. It is the tits. It's brilliant. And it's a panel, so it's a double-edged border, so you've got the same the other side. I would love to see a bag have this sort of come growing out of it, whether it's the lining.
I think it went with the wax, didn't
It did go
So
with
you
the
could
wax
do-
because that had been in my head.
a wax-based base of a bag with the coming up.
I love this wax. We have got brand new waxes tomorrow, Jane.
They're gorgeous. There's some lovely colours, some colours we've not had before.
I was very, very careful with that. Very careful with that. Now we did this combo for a Lisa Chandler bag that you had to demo. I can't remember why you had to demo it.
I think we were having internet issues and you did it
story of our life, isn't it?
close up on Facebook only.
Yes, we did, didn't we?
On your camera.
But either way, it's a beautiful combo of Liberty, a mustard, and denim. Get
Gorgeous.
it? I've only got one of those left. Now this is another wax combo with an art gallery fabric.
It's got peacocks on it.
It has got. Oh, should we show this one? And again, these are waxes that we haven't got again.
Look at that.
But it just went so beautifully
So
with.
lovely.
These were our perfect partners, weren't we?
Yes.
And then this is another. This is a wallflower. This is a Tilda wallflower with duck egg.
That's so
Gorgeous.
pretty.
There she is. I'm amazed that this is still on there. And that's the other one. We do have two of the Bianca blue and the paprika. That's the
Yes.
other one. We've already shown you the other. And then this is the Safari Sunrise kit, which was that beautiful wall hanging that Jane did.
Yeah.
And that's the plain version. We had two versions, didn't we? We had a Kaufman,
Yes.
and then we had a plain version when the Kaufman ran out. And we've got one of those plains left. It's up to you, it's up to you. They can go there, Jane, and then I can pop those bolt ends in there as well, and then we can tidy and clean as we go.
Beautiful.
As we go. There we go. There we are. Perfect. Let me move that out of your way. Jane, today's make.
Yes.
Super easy.
Yes, it is. But yes, it's easy. I think it's easy.
Okay.
And I never say it's easy when it's not really.
Wait, if it's not true.
Because
There's no point.
there's no point in trying to tell you as a beginner, oh, you'll find this really easy, because it doesn't work like that, does it? You've got to feel confident in what you're making. We start off with strip sets. That needs a press. And sewing your strips into pairs and then into a 4.
Now, do you sew from one end and then turn it and sew from the other so it doesn't banana?
I do. So I sew it together in pairs, and I put my salvages together. This sort of helps me with my orientation. So I'll sew it together in pairs, salvage to salvage, right sides together, sew that down that way. And then I'll put the strips together the opposite way, so non-salvage. Sometimes it's white, sometimes it isn't, and sew that way. And this, I don't know why it happens, it just does. It stops it curving.
It's
For some
magic.
reason.
It's so
And I don't know if
magic.
it's because we all do it without even realising we do it. We pull it a little bit when we're sewing it. I don't know if that's the case. And so by pulling it one way and then pulling it the other way, you make it straight again. I don't know. Maybe that's what it is.
Jen, can I just say the YouTube stream has been more stable this morning, so if you want to pop over onto YouTube and watch there, pop your comments in Facebook, please do. But if you want a more stable connection, like I say, this is only a temporary thing until we get everything hardwired in. So please do bear with us.
And then you're going to need another strip set of just 2. Just 2. So you can make the combinations of your colours, your rainbows, whatever you want.
Brilliant.
So it's straightforward. So from your 2 strip set, now this is where we use the 45-degree line on your ruler. It's not difficult to use the 45-degree line on your ruler. It's quite straightforward. It's just another line. That sounds really condescending, I'm sorry. It's another line on your ruler, and it gives you what we call half square triangles, because they're 2 halves make a square. So the 45-degree line on your ruler here, line it up with the base of your strip set. So my 45-degree line is there. I'm going to slide that along until I'm just touching the selvage there. And I'm going to make that 45-degree cut.
Now, Joan, we always say to cut away from ourselves,
Yes,
don't we?
we do. Safety.
So, do we need to position that differently on our mat, or do you just step, sort of angle yourself to the side?
I turn the strip around.
Okay.
So if I've got the 45-degree, because I'm right-handed, it's on my left-hand side.
Right.
If you were left-handed, you'd have it on your right-hand side. I always cut with my ruler over my fabric. So I'm covering my fabric with my ruler. So now we take that 45-degree line and we place that on the top of our strip. Let me move this one out of the way so it's not distracting us. And I want to have this bottom edge lined up with that 45-degree, the tip of that 45-degree that we've just cut to make the triangle. So there's the 45-degree line, and that's where I've just cut. So now I'm going to cut that up and away to make one of our triangles. And then I'm going to take the ruler and I'm going to place it at the bottom, and I'm going to do the same thing. And you're going to need 3 pairs of strips to make the size of quilt behind me. From each pair, and I suggest that you mix the pairs up because you'll get a nice combination. You want 4 from 2 of the strips and then 3 from the other. You need 13 altogether. Okay. So you could make more pairs if you wanted to make even more combinations.
And then, is it an easy quilt to, if you wanted to make it larger, is it an easy one to...
Yes, because you just carry... I mean, it's done on point, so you make the rows sort of on the diagonal.
Mm.
When you're sewing them, they're straight, but when you put them together, it's on the diagonal. So you just make more rows, and you would need more background fabric, because the background fabric is just enough to do this size and your binding.
Okay.
So if you wanted to make it bigger, you would just need to buy more meterage of your background.
For the background, you've got plenty of plain.
Your plains will do you. But what you get when you do these triangles, you see, is you get slightly different combinations because you've cut them up and down. You get different combinations of your fabric. So, as I say, you might want to make even more. I've said make 3 pairs, but you might want to make more combinations and cut less triangles from each strip set. So you're going to take a square of your background fabric.
Oh, are you doing this one in the chambray so we can
Yes.
see? Nice.
So you've got your squares, all the measurements are in the instructions, and we're going to cut these into half square triangles. So we've got our square, we're going to place it, the ruler, corner to corner across the diagonal, and we're going to cut those into half square triangles. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make this back into a square. I think I've just cut this square too big. You know when you're doing...
Yeah.
Yes, I have. I can see what I did.
Right, if people do this at home, Jane, what do we do to put it right?
Well, you can see here I cut my square too big, so all I've done is I've taken along that bottom edge there and put the correct measurement to that straight side. So it was just a ½ inch, and you know what I did? Because I've done it so many times, and I'm sure we've all done it. I've used the ½ inch part of my ruler to measure instead of making sure that I was on the white dots.
Mm.
It's an easy thing to do if you're not quite concentrating, and maybe slightly rushing. Not saying. But it's an easily rectified. It's okay if you cut something too big, you can cut it down. It's when you cut it too small, that's when it's really annoying. But I could see straight away that they were too big, because actually the aim is to put these together to make it back into the square. So I'm going to put those right sides together, lining them up, and I'm going to sew those together. No, needle's come unthreaded.
Oh no! It's all come undone today, Jane.
It's all coming undone. It's not a problem.
Oh, the glass has got to go on.
It's got to go on. Because I struggle with the needle threader. Because I don't use this machine regularly.
It goes in from the side as well. That's just to throw everybody.
But it's easy to thread. So, let's go again. I don't think I gave myself a long enough.
We had a big conversation about different needle sizes and stuff yesterday on our Zoom workshop.
Yeah.
And I couldn't honestly tell you what size. I either say with an 80 or a 90, but as long as it's sharp.
They're going to say, as long as it's a nice new needle, really, you should change a needle for every project.
Yeah, and actually, I pretty much do. I've already changed my needle twice this week, and it's only Tuesday.
Yeah.
Go me, feeling smug.
So, we've made that back into a square. So, this is going to be the tail part. So, we've got the square. We're now going to make it so that it looks like a triangle again. So it becomes that. You're going to cut all your squares, and when you've got all your pieces joined together, you will have one half square triangle left. So don't panic and think you've done something wrong. There is one left over because you only use 3 in the block. So we're going to put the one onto the top first. Now we want this line here to line up. So we place the right angle of the triangle into the corner of our square against our striped side. You're going to have an overhang here. You want that's your seam allowance. So again, don't worry that you've cut it too big.
When we're working with biases, Jane, should we pre-prep our fabric with a bit of...
Yes, I do recommend that you do. I do it with all of my fabrics anyway. A little bit of spray starch, best press, flatter, whichever one you prefer. Just gives you a bit of stability. You're still working with a bias, it's still going to stretch, but not as much. It just gives it a little bit of a stability, reinforces it slightly. So now we're going to add this triangle onto the side. So put that triangle onto the top against the stripe, and now we're putting this triangle on the side against the stripe. And again, we want this edge straight, so we're going to line up the 45-degree angle with the corner of our square. And again, it's going to overlap at the top there because that's your seam allowance. So just sew down onto there.
Dog ears galore, Jane.
Yes. You can trim them all off afterwards if you want to. I tend not to bother because they don't get in the way. Some people think they get in the way, but they don't seem to for me. It's a personal preference, and there's no right or wrong. If you want to trim them off, you can trim them off.
Which dog with ears got in my way last night?
Would it have been Ruby Doo because he's got the best ears?
Well, no, actually it was both of them.
Yes.
So I bought big new bookshelves, and so I was organising books, and I was telling you and Gemma this, wasn't I, this morning?
Yeah.
That I have come to the realisation that actually it has to be me that unpacks everything because I am a control freak as to where everything goes. And I was like, oh Josh, we can unpack.
You just like things done in a certain way, and because Gemma and I are very similar, we get it. We get it completely, and we were just like, what?
There I was unpacking all the books, and I've got a lot of books.
Yes.
And it's like, oh come Josh, you can help me. So just put them on the bookshelves. It's like, what? You can't just put books on a bookshelf. They have to be organised. Some have to be put in alphabetical order. They have to be categorised, surely. And then sometimes if they're just within a category, sometimes just in size order so they look nice.
Yes, or in rainbow.
Exactly.
Or if there is a series of books, they have to be put in the correct order of the series.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and then you have to have a hardback because one of them's a hardback and the rest are all paperback, and it
Yeah.
doesn't quite look right. So then you have to decide whether or not that one should then go on the end, and then you get sad because Julie Cooper died yesterday, and you just
Yes.
unpacked all your Julie Cooper books, and she was every book that I read in my teenage years.
Yeah,
And
hilarious.
beyond, and long live Rupert Campbell Black. So that was my evening. So I think Josh just. He said it felt like he spent about 7 hours doing it. He said I went away and did something else and came back and you're still doing it. I haven't finished.
No, but they'll look aesthetically pleasing when
I'll
you...
know where they are.
Yes, and you'll know where everything is.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong in that.
If you want to trim the dog ears off, just remember that you need to have your 1/4 inch seam allowance from the point of your triangle to the edge of your fabric. And if you want to be doubly sure, you can line up those two 45-degree angles with your seam. This is the beauty of the Creative Grid rulers. They've got all of the things going on so that you've got this extra point of reference. So those can go, and there you go. You've got your half square triangle. Again, this is your tail unit. So from your strip of 4, now slightly different, not very different, but slightly different. Again, we're going to, I'm going to use the longer ruler. We got the long thin one. Yes, excuse me a minute, I'm just going to go.
She's going.
I'm going, I'll be back.
We can just admire. We can admire your beautiful handiwork behind.
Beautiful colours. There we
We
are.
could have some incidental music.
What was it called? The intermission.
Yes.
So, 45-degree line again on the bottom of the strip.
You've got a 45-degree mark on your mat as well. I'm just looking at it.
Yes, you
So
can
you're
line it up with
pretty
the
much
mat
on it,
if
yeah.
you wish to. Using the ruler, it doesn't matter then if you're not square on your mat.
Yeah.
If you're using your mat's line, you've got to make sure everything's lined up and square and all of that. So, initial 45-degree line cut. Now, we want this one to be 8 7/8. I know you don't like 7/8, but it's essential. It's essential to the sizing.
7/8, Jane. I go to the full inch and then come back one.
Yes, that's the best way of doing it. It's not much. It's about 1/2 inch from the edge here. So if I've got my 45-degree line here, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 9, and I come back to my 7/8. It won't fit if you make it bigger. If I went to the edge here, when you come to put the two together, they won't fit. Now that doesn't mean that you've done it wrong. You could put them together and you could trim it down afterwards. If I've just like blown your mind and you're like, oh my god, I can't do that, then do it the same way as the tail, put them together and then trim it back. But by doing it this way, you won't have to do any trimming back. You'll just get the right size.
It's stupid, isn't it? We get caught up in 7/8 being tricky. It's just counting to 7.
Yes. And the thing is, because the inches are divided up into eighths, it's easy to see the 7th. It's the last one before the next inch. And as Natasha says, if you go to the next inch, so if it says 8 7/8, go to 9, and then just pull it back 1 notch on your ruler. It's easy to do. So we're going to cut that like so.
I think it is one of the stories we tell ourselves, isn't it?
I think because, and I know there's many of us that are quite comfortable with inches, me being one of them, but then there are people that are younger than me that are not so comfortable with inches because they didn't learn inches at school. I was the crossover person, so I learnt inches and centimetres, so I'm quite happy with both. But I do know that some people that were taught centimetres find inches quite bizarre because they're in eighths.
How bizarre, how bizarre.
So now we're going to just trim that little bit off to make it back to the level with the edge. And it's about 1/2 centimetre, but just line it up with the edge of your strip. So you're going to have that little bit of waste. And then you'll line up your 45-degree line again, and you'll take it up. Now this piece isn't long enough, but you'll get from your width of fabric strips, you will get 4 triangles.
Yeah.
And again, you make 3 lots of 4 strip sets, and you cut 13 triangles in total. So I just wanted to show you that that's, and I've done a photograph like this so that you can see that little extra bit in the instructions. So this triangle now becomes your fish body, and you place those 2 together to create the square again.
They look like angelfish.
They do look like angelfish, don't they?
Is it
I always think of
names?
I just rainbow angels.
Angelfish. Angelfish quilt.
I just think of the grumpy rainbow fish in the Nemo story.
Has your granddaughter got into that yet?
She's not Nemo, but she loves Encanto.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's got good
Loves
music,
dance.
doesn't it?
Yeah, she loves
Yeah.
dancing to the Encanto.
It's amazing what grabs their attention at that age. And the music they love at that age as
Yes. She likes jolly music. So
well.
we're
Freddie
gonna
at that
press
age loved Taylor Swift, and he's mortified now. And Emily likes Taylor Swift, and he's like, "Oh, you're Swiftie." I have video evidence of you as a baby, also a Swiftie young man. So I shall be bringing that out on your 18th birthday. It's like, oh,
Thanks.
and just groans a bit.
I've got Isaac doing the drum beat to the "We Will Rock You" in his high chair. He loved Queen, and he also loved I can't think of it. It's the Seasons and the Springtime one. I can't think of who the composer is. A piece of classical music. It's gone out of my head.
Oh, Vivaldi?
Yes,
Four
that's it.
Seasons?
Yeah.
Oh, I used to go to sleep to that every
And
night.
he used
It's my
to-
favourite.
Love the Springtime one, and he'd be
Yes.
in his cot. Right, so that's your block. You're going to make 13 of those. It's not too difficult, is it?
No.
That's pretty straightforward.
Yes.
So you're going to, on 6 of your blocks, you're going to place your backing strip on that side, and that joins them together in rows, and that just gives you that little gap between each block so that they're not right on top of each other. And you'll do 2 rows of 3, so 2 blocks with the strip on, sewn together so that it goes fish, strip, and then you'll put a block without a strip on. You'll do 2 rows of 3 and you'll do 1 row of 5 like that. The corners for the top one, just check this, I need to look at this, yeah, you put your strip on at the bottom there, and for the bottom corner it goes on the top against the stripe, so it goes on that side. It's all in the instructions, nice clear pictures. So,
And it is, again, step by step. Jane's quilts instructions are so painstakingly done.
I do it
between
because
her
I
and
know
Gemma.
what it's like, and Gemma's great because she reads it and she just double checks and makes sure it
When
makes
you
sense.
when you don't have the words, when you don't have the terminology yet because you're starting,
Yes.
then it's these are the perfect instructions. Or if you just want an easy quilt, because even though you might have been quilting since God was a child.
Yes.
But
This is
sometimes it's just nice to have an easy one.
Yeah,
to
and
follow.
sometimes you want one that's not going to take you too long because you're going to gift it or you're going to donate it to charity, and you think, well, actually, I don't want to spend weeks and weeks and weeks making a quilt that might not be as appreciated as I'd like it to be. These are the sort of quilts that are nice to have in your
armoury.
armoury, ready to make a quilt quickly or whatever you'd like to do.
I remember once seeing a post where someone was mortified because a quilt that they had gifted to a child ended up being a Superman cape on their dog. And they were absolutely mortified because they'd made this quilt with absolute love. And it's like, but actually, that quilt is being loved.
I was going to say, for me, that's what you want a quilt to be. You want it to become a fort. You want it to be the one that's dragged round in the garden, sat on for picnics, Superman cape.
Loved and used.
Yeah, and used to pieces. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So, a large square of your background fabric, you're going to cut it into quarter square triangles. So through both diagonals, lining up your ruler against point to point on the square. These are the side triangles, so they're slightly bigger and they're quarter square. Now they're quarter square because they end up on the edge of the quilt, and the straight of the grain will be on the edge of the quilt. The bias will be on the inside.
That's important.
It is because it gives you a nice edge to work against when you come to put your binding on. It's not going to stretch. All of the things. I think we need a new blade in this rotary cutter, Tash.
Oh, probably.
Again, they get used to death, don't they? They cut so much, and particularly like when they're cutting the cork and the wax, it's a little bit more hard wearing.
I've got my pack of 10 somewhere with the titanium coating job.
And then you're going to have a smaller square, and you're going to have 2 of each of these squares. And again, you're just going to cut this into half square triangles. And these are the corner triangles. And again, they're half square because when we put them in the corners, we've got the straight of grain on the outside edge.
Right, straight of grain, for anyone that doesn't know what the straight of grain is. The straight of grain is where the warp and the weft are straight.
And it doesn't, it's got movement, but it doesn't move as much as a biased edge, which is really stretchy.
And sometimes we want that stretch.
Yeah, we do need it sometimes,
but not here.
Not in this occasion. So, top corner, we've put our strip on the bottom of the block. It's difficult because we're looking at the block on like that, but it's the bottom here against the tail side. And then we'll take our side triangles and we're going to sew the shorter side to each side, so that, looking at it with the block straight, those long sides go towards the top, and then we put the corner on. So that will make your top corner, row 1 if you like, and then your bottom corner, your strip will be here. You will place your triangles the opposite way so they face towards the bottom, and then you place your corner triangle on the end.
Nice.
So that makes your bottom corner, your row 5. Your 3 blocks, when you've got your 3 blocks together with your strip in between, so they'll be like that, you'll put row 2, you'll have the corner triangle, you'll put a strip, you've got to cut another strip, a long strip that goes across the bottom of row 2 and across the top of row 3. Row 2, the strip at the end will have the side triangles going again up towards the top, and in row 4 they'll go down towards the bottom. And then row 3, which has the 5 blocks, you will have your corner triangles on each end, and that will make the row. So if we can go to the main image, you'll see this on here. If you can see, you've got your corners there. That's the bottom corner, row 1, which is row 5, sorry, and row 1 up here, which is the top corner. Your row of 3, so these are your side triangles there and there. You've got your sashing strip along the bottom, which you've sewn on, and row 4, sashing strip at the top and then these ones face in towards there, and then you can see on row 5 just the corners, top and bottom. And then it's a case of sewing the rows together in order. I sew 1 and 2 together, and I sew 5 and 4 together, and then I attach those to that row. And again, just making sure I line up my seams so it all flows nicely.
I love the quilting. I don't know if you can see the quilting on it. You can sort of see it a little bit, but there are weeds down the bottom.
Yeah, I did like
seaweeds,
and then I've done bubbles in this. Not very circular bubbles, but they're bubbles. It's a good. I've just had a little play on my long arm with that, so I could have a bit of a practice.
It's really beautifully done. Really beautifully done, Jane. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
These kits are available. They're under £40 a kit.
That's good.
£37.99. When they're gone, they're gone, because we can't get.
You're only taking 2 strips off this. You'll have approximately that much left of each of your long, sort of, that much fabric left. You could use that to make your binding with. You might want to make it, a rainbow binding round.
Or you could do a scrappy one round.
Scrappy round, yeah.
Gorgeous.
Leftover bits of your strips.
Beautiful.
Whatever you wish.
Cynthia missed the harvest moon last night. She said it was too rainy and cloudy. She also said that her husband is the cable guy. He does fibre technician. So I just informed him to rush on over to your place to get it all hooked up. That would be great.
Would love that, Cynthia.
I mean, he is in
could bring
Ohio,
you with him, that would be lovely.
Which is slightly, yeah. Taylor Stiff comes here to Cincinnati often with her fiance because he's a graduate from the University of Cincinnati. Lots of Swifties here. I mean, oh my goodness.
She's amazing. I love her.
She is amazing. And
she is such a positive role model for anybody, not just young girls.
When people take the mick out, I just think, why? She's so generous. She's stood up for what she believed in. She's fought her corner. She's just been incredible. Yeah, you gotta love Taylor Swift no matter what. Gemma says today's quilt instructions are live in digital format.
Woohoo!
Gemma has worked through the night to make that
really hard
available.
To do that. Thank you, Gemma.
Because Jane, this is your last quilt with us, isn't it?
It is. I'm sorry, but I am leaving Natasha Makes, and I have to be very careful about this because I'm quite emotional.
We're all a bit emotional about it.
It's been 5 years. I've loved every minute of it, but what I don't love is the travelling. I only do it 3 days, but it's a nightmare. Yesterday, it took me over 2 hours to get home because there'd been a horrible accident on the motorway.
Yeah, to give a little bit of perspective on this, the M42 has got worse and worse and worse.
I don't go on the M42, I go onto the M6.
But you get the backlash of the traffic.
And I travel on the busiest section of the M6 between junction 6 and junction 10. I'll go a bit past junction 10, but the junction 10 and 6 are the busiest. I think that motorway, I think they said that it's one of the busiest motorways in Europe.
Yeah. And
that section is the busiest because it's just as you come into Birmingham, and I just have to go past it a little bit to get to Natasha's. And it's just a nightmare. And it's taken its toll, and if Natasha lived closer, I wouldn't be going. Try to persuade her, but children in school, it's not going to work. So
we had such small parameters that we were able to move within, like you say, because of having 4 children at 4 different schools at the moment. We were really tied as to where we could go. And also for the days that Gemma does come in, because she does come across occasionally, and SJ as well, it
is actually central to all of us, really.
But that doesn't really help
you.
Jane, I cannot tell you how grateful I am. When I started Natasha Makes, you did the first show with me, and you came across because when we left Sewing Quarter, when that went belly up, you were part way through a block of the month.
Yes.
And we wanted all of those viewers that had bought, thinking that they were doing a quilt. We wanted them to be able to finish that, and it had been your design, so we finished that. And then you did your Sea Storm, which was just incredible. And you've done us pretty much a quilt a week, and that is, over 5 years, just an incredible achievement.
Yeah.
We have learned so much from you. You've taught us so much. You've been an absolute rock, and just such a wealth of knowledge. I cannot thank you. We wouldn't be where we were without you, with the knowledge that you bring, and we're just so incredibly grateful. Now, I know the first question that we're going to get is, but what about the block of the month that our subscribers are doing? You will see that through, won't you?
Yes, I'm going to carry that on.
The thing.
I was determined that I was going to do that. Now we're going to change the day because obviously I'm not leaving for a life of leisure. I can't afford to do that, much as I'd love to. I'm going to work for another job. Nothing to do with sewing. I'm going to sew for pleasure. Just give myself a little bit of time for me. Doing a 9-to-5 office job. Hopefully I won't have to think about it too much. I'll just go in, do my job, come home.
Because that's the other thing, isn't it? You've started, like I do, you've started dreaming your makes.
Yeah, I was making a patchwork coat. I was making a patchwork coat last night.
Was it a good one?
It was wonderful. It was a bit like Josie's Technicolor dream coat. You know, it was all big and lovely. I would never be able to make that, but I was tossing and turning, and that was all going through my mind. Yeah. So it's just, I felt I just needed a bit of a put the brakes on for a little while and not think about it. So,
but if you are a subscriber, they will move to Sundays.
Yeah, they're going to do Sunday afternoon. I know that may not suit everybody, but with the subscription, you're going to get that recorded. You'll have the recording, so you can always look back on it, and you'll always be able to get in touch with me if you've got any questions. You know, you can go through the info at natashamakes.com, and they'll forward the email or they'll get in touch with me. I'm available on WhatsApp, so Natasha will be able to get in touch with me and I'll be able to give you the answers if you've got any queries. So I'm not gone, but I'm not here anymore. So this is going to be my last live demonstration with everybody, and I've loved every minute, and I'm going to miss you all so much, but I have to think of me.
A reason, a season, or a lifetime, isn't it? These shows are, I think what we've all realised is you know, you can go at this pace for so long, and we've been going at it for 5 years. My mum regularly reminds me, she said, you know, you said you could keep up this pace for a year. She said it's been 5 years. So off the back of that, we will go to 2 shows a week. We will go to live shows on a Tuesday and a Wednesday. We're not even going to try and replace Jane, because how can you? She's irreplaceable.
Well, that's not true, but
it is true. It's true.
There are others of me out there.
So we will go to 2 live shows a week. Having said that, we are doing more shows over at Hobbycraft now that is up and running. So I've got 2 shows there on Thursday as well this week. So we will continue to be around and about. And if you are a subscriber, you will still get your fix of Jane every month. So don't panic about that. It's kind of come full circle, isn't it?
Yes.
You came to do a subscription, and you will see out this subscription as well.
Absolutely.
So I just, from the very bottom of my heart, Jane, thank you so much. I mean, I know you've still got another week here with us, but this is your last live show.
This is my last live show.
This isn't goodbye from us to you. We've still got you for another week, but viewer wise, and I'm sure that you'll all put your appreciation in the comments so that Jane can have a little read through. We've been dreading doing this because I think we've managed not to cry quite well.
Yes, because we've been very close quite a few times.
Very close, yes.
And I knew I got to tell Natasha, but I didn't know how to tell her because I knew she'd be sad. I thought she might be really cross with me, but she wasn't. She took it very well. So yeah, and we talked about it, and we managed to not cry while we were talking about it. And we've talked since, and we've still
And then we were very busy in other rooms for a bit.
Yes. Did a lot of cutting.
Therapeutic cutting.
Yeah.
Cynthia says, Jane, I'm going to miss you so much. You're a lovely person and have a wonderful teaching style. Love and best wishes. Looking forward to our Zooms. Those Zooms have become a lot more precious, don't they, Cynthia? They're open to anyone can join at any time. Like you say, the past blocks that we've done so far are available. So if you do want to come and join Jane on a Sunday, then those they're down on the Natasha Makes website. If you go to subscriptions, you will find Quilting with Jane there, and that's just it. And I think what always comes to mind for me was a very wise friend who said to me, Natasha, things happen for a reason, a season, or a lifetime, and it's wise to know which is which. Yeah. And to enjoy whatever it is for you, whether it is you came with us to do that subscription. You've stayed with us for a season and we've loved it.
Yeah.
And you'll be a friend for a lifetime, and that's...
I hope so, yes.
That's
because
the thing.
I do. I've been sort of integrated into Natasha's family. I'm like another granny to them, really. And I love it. And I love, I love Reuben and Minnie, and I shall miss all of that.
And Emily's hairdos in the morning.
Yes.
When she comes at you with a hairbrush.
Yeah. Which I love doing, because she's got the most gorgeous hair.
So thank you everyone for watching. Jane, thank you for 5 years of such incredible hard work. And I know when I speak on the team when I just say we love you to absolute bits, and we
stop now.
Okay, right. Thank you everybody. We're gonna have a hug and a little cry, and we will see you tomorrow with brand new wax.
You love it. Beautiful colours, new ones, lovely.
Yes. Take care. Lots of love, everybody. Bye bye.
Bye bye.